I played this game called Record of Lodos Warp, D-Lit, and Wonder Labyrinth, which is just the most mouthful of a name possible. Like, if you added any more words to that, they probably wouldn't let you release the game. But anyway, it's a really good game that is, to me, feels like the closest Metroidvania style game to emulate Symphony of the Night.
Really?
Like, it was really good, and even down to like how some of the animations work. You know how when you move in that game, there's like a trail that follows you. That's kind of like the last couple frames of your animation.
Oh yeah.
And it has that in there even, and even the way they style like the backgrounds that move and like, we're gonna have to play it together. Okay. We might even play it later, but I want to show you it. But I loved that game. I played the shit out of it. I got all the achievements in it and everything. It only took me a little while. It was a pretty easy game. But if you put this kind of money that we're looking at right here in this game into a Metroidvania game that was really true to like the origins, it wouldn't matter. Or sorry, not that it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter that it's not an original idea.
Right.
Because it would be excellent. And I feel like the reason why I'm still so attached to the old games is not just because nostalgia allows me to, but it's because like those genres are kind of the genres I like to play as video games.
Right.
Like, it's not always just like multiplayer gun games. It's not just like epic RPGs like this. It's just like, it just feels like good to play a Metroidvania game.
Right.
And I think that most indie games being made right now are Metroidvania games.
Yeah.
And oddly, like, space exploring games. There's a million indie space exploring games.
Is there really?
I'm glad to see it. Yeah.
Good.
One up for that one, because let's keep the space games coming. Speaking of RPGs, Final Fantasy was huge in defining the RPG genre for video games.
Oh yeah,
RPGs were in like board games, you know, like D&Ds and stuff.
Right, that's actually what I was about to say. Is like this is basically a Dungeons and Dragons like video game to an extent. Honestly.
And back in the 80s, it was very important because I guess JRPGs and RPGs stretched before Final Fantasy, but I think it was very influential on like what the market wanted, like what people at home were buying rather than what people were creating. And I think it shaped it because it has everything in it. Like, it has a party system, exploration, puzzles, combat, quests, and a leveling system.
Yeah.
And those are like pretty foundational to like what you think of an RPG, you know?
Right. But yeah, speaking of, Dungeons and Dragons, so I told you I went to a friend's house the other weekend to play the board game, Titan.
Oh yeah.
And that's kind of like when we were playing. That's kind of when I thought. Now again, I couldn't remember if you and I talked about it, but that's kind of when I thought about maybe playing board games, as well as playing like video games and stuff. To maybe we could record playing some board games and stuff.
The biggest tower for himself.
Yeah, I'm down, dude.
Because
I have so many board games I want to play.
Because like I had so much fun playing this game, and you said you had.
I died.
Oh, you died?
Oops. Yeah, I died.
Oh, wasn't even paying attention to your health.
Me either. They don't give you any warning. Like when you get low, like I guess it flashes red, but like usually there's like some kind of indicator. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in Pokemon where it goes be-doo, be-doo, be-doo. And that's really annoying because I'm really bad at Pokemon and I'm always on low health.
Are you really? That's actually
when I was younger, I have the whole same run and gun kind of deal that you were talking about earlier. Like, I'm like, fucking just keep attacking.
Yeah, yep.
But it doesn't always work like that.
It does not. I'm all for attacking. But this Titan game is pretty sick, dude. Like you can have 6 players. Well, yeah, 6 players.
That's the name of the game. It's just called Titan.
Yeah, it's just called Titan. And it's like a free for all, and you have you start out in this tower, right? And you start out with an angel, a Titan, which is like your main like character, like your main monster. I guess. You start out with a Centaur, a Gargoyle, and an Ogre. Okay. Now, around the tower is like different settings, I guess. So there's there's brush, there's jungle, there's hills, there's marsh.
Oh yeah, like in different environments.
Thank you, different environments. Plains, desert, swamp, and mountains, tundra, and woods. I'm not sure if I'm naming all of them, but there's a bunch of them, and there are certain monsters that reside in each one, right? And you can land on these things, and then as long as you have so the brush, right, has, you can recruit monsters. Basically, each environment has different monsters, and you can recruit certain monsters from that environment. The brush has gargoyles, cyclopses, and gorgons. Okay. Now, if you have that monster, if you have that monster in your group already, then you can recruit that exact same monster with no issues, right? So, like, if you have a gargoyle already in your group, then you can recruit another gargoyle to join your group. Now, if you have, I'm trying to look at one of these blocks here. Now, if you have 2 gargoyles, if you have 2 gargoyles, you can get 1 cyclops, and then your 1 cyclops can.
Do you trade them? Like you would trade out
No.
gargoyle?
They just add.
Oh.
You're recruiting it, so it just continues to add. So your 2 gargoyles you get to keep, and then you're adding a cyclops. And then you can. Now you have to land on these environments. You can't just sit there. So like if you land on brush, and then you recruit a cyclops, and then it's your turn again. It comes back to you, and it's your turn again. You can't just recruit a cyclops. Like, you have to roll the dice, and then you have to land on brush again in order to get that cyclops. And it's a very fun game because you can only have 7 monsters in a stack. Okay. Now these stacks are invisible. Like, basically they're upside down, so that no one knows what's in your stack. And you can... Including
yourself, or do you know what's in your stack?
You know what's in your stack. Now, there are markers that you use, right? So, like, say one of your markers was like a skull and crossbones or something, right? And then, say a second marker that you owned was like a lightning bolt. So you could have 2 different stacks. One of which has, say, your Titan and your Angel, and that's your skull and crossbones. And then everything else is in a different stack that has your lightning bolt on it. So on the board, when you're looking and you see your you see your stacks or whatever, you know that, oh hey, skull and crossbones, okay, that's my main stack, and then all right, I see the lightning bolt, that's got all my other monsters, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? So like you have and you can look at your stacks. Obviously, you can, but the only time another person can see like what's in your stack is like one of two ways. So if you recruit a monster, you have to prove that you have like what you need to recruit that monster. So like you can't have a stack that just has centaurs in it and try to recruit a gargoyle. Like you have to have a gargoyle in order to recruit a gargoyle. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like the rules are lengthy, but I mean, oh my god, is it fun?
So like you would start the game out knowing what kind of monsters you're going to recruit then.
Correct. And
Okay.
and I mean like, and there's a whole list of what you can recruit from what things on the board and stuff. So like the game takes a long time, mainly because people sit there and you think about what you want, right? And it's like you got to build that army basically. And then if one of your stacks crosses path with one of my stacks, we have to fight. And the defender has the opportunity to run away. The downside is if you run away, you have to basically discard what's in your stack. And the attacker wins. Like now they only get like half the points, but they win. If the defender wins, they get. So there's a few things on the point systems, and what that really does for you though is, I think for every 100 points, your Titan gets like an extra attack power or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then for every like 500 points or something, you get like an Archangel, I think. I think you also get another Angel for every 100 points. That one I don't remember. I can't, or at least I can't remember. It's been a week. But I'm telling you, it's a really fun game, and I thought of you the whole time. Like, I really think you would have fun. I really do think you would have fun.
Not related to the game, you're just thinking about me.
Right? I really think you would have fun playing this game. Like, it was that one.
I'm down. Let's get set up with some tabletop simulators, see if it's on there. If not, then we can figure something else out.
Yeah.
But I'm down. Let's get comfy with the Let's Plays, and then we can put that in the hopper for maybe a potential new show.
Yeah. Oh man, it was a blast. I had a blast. So
I'd be down. I have plenty of board games that I would bring to the plate as well.
And
sounds like fun.
And this is like a max of 6 players. So I mean, like we could get other people involved too.
Yeah, we can get the lazy afternoon family together.
Boy.